I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the functions of the choir system in the basement now that we have the touch panel installed. So here is the home page. On the home page, you'll see that there is a big button that says Combine Rooms. This allows you to combine or keep the rooms independent. So it's as simple as touching that button, and it'll also show you an indication on each page what state the rooms are in. So if we go to the mixer page, you'll see that on the left it says rooms are independent. If they're combined, these two rooms would be combined on the same mix. Currently, there are two mixes. So there's a mix to the choir speakers on the left side, and on the right side you'll see a mix to the basement speakers. These are two independent sets of faders, two different outputs. On each of those set of faders, there are some presets on the left, and this allows you to save and recall one setting for each room. So let's say you wanted to, in the basement, turn this one up and maybe turn this guy down, and you wanted to save that as a scene. You can now recall that. The basement default will just put the mics up to the level you see there, and then if I hit basement 1, now it'll recall that scene. Same thing for the left side for the choir. You'll also notice that the microphones that are listed on here are the wired mic jacks that are sitting below on the left side there. And if you push the preamp, this allows you to select the types of inputs that you're plugging into there. They are displayed above the mute buttons on those channels, and you'll see that there's a 48-volt phantom for condenser mics. You'll also have a line input with a pad or -15, a line input normal level, a low microphone, and a high microphone. And then there's a little help menu over here to kind of help describe that for somebody who just walked in. This gives you the layout of the mixer for the rooms, and then we can go back to the home page, and I'm going to take you to the music page. This is a selection of 3 sources. You've got the Bluetooth, which I'll show you about in a second, a CD player in the rack, as well as a feed from the church. And then in each room you would pick what you want as your source. And it'll also note that if the rooms are independent, you can select a different choice for each source. But if you go to the home page and combine the rooms and go into music, now these work in tandem. So that should be pretty self-explanatory. Next thing I want to show you is the Bluetooth pairing. So I'm going to take this back to that page. How this works is there's a button to pair, and what we suggest is you push and hold it for about 5 seconds, and what that'll do is it'll release any devices that were already paired to the Bluetooth receiver, and you can pair then your device to it and become the source for the music. There's also a help menu here. Going to go to the home page. The next function is the record page. So Tom, when you want to record, you can feed to the XLR jacks that are also on that panel below. And you'll have meters for that here. This is a stereo mix. There is 2 microphones, obviously, on the jacks below, and then also the wireless if you want. Preamps, as I described earlier. As also, I added some compressors, so this way you can level it out if you have some peaks and valleys that you want to kind of smooth out. So it's a pretty full function compressor. Hopefully you'll understand that. If not, you don't have to use them. That would be that. And then if you'll see, there's also a pan function. If you just touch that and move your finger up and down, it moves the pan left or right, and you can center it as well. I think that covers pretty much everything on the touch screen. There's one other little button down the bottom here, the little wrench. That is a tech page for me, but it does give you what's called a clean screen. At some point, if the screen becomes smudged up with a lot of fingerprints, etc., if you go to this page and hit the clean screen, it actually goes through a timer, and while that timer's there, you can wipe the screen and do whatever you need because there's no buttons being pushed at that time, and then once the timer's done, it'll go back to the screen that it started in, and you can go back to home. Well, I think that concludes our lesson for the touchscreen. Hope that helps you.